Good morning, traders. I am Emily Advani, the CEO of the Investment Banking Institute and your host here at NewsWare's Trade Talk. Joining me is trading anchor Bill Olson, who brings more than 30 years of institutional trading experience to our program. At Trade Talk, we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Today is Tuesday, September 24th. The Dow and the S&P 500 are coming off record closes this morning after all three major indices closed in the green, but nearly flat yesterday. Adding 61 points or 0.15%, the Dow ended regular trading at 42,125 points. The S&P 500 picked up 16 points, or just more than 0.25%, to end at 5,718 points. The Nasdaq advanced 25 points, or 0.14%. Bill, let's get into today's action with what is happening in the markets this morning.
Hi, yes. Good morning. I'm watching the S&Ps. We're up a tenth of 1%. That's positive. We're flat to higher going into the opening bell. I gotta like that. Sentiment is kind of positive after China finally released that long-awaited stimulus plan, and it was rather strong. So we gotta appreciate that. Visa's on watch as the Justice Department is said to be preparing a lawsuit over anti-competitive practices. Boeing, looking to end the strike. They sent a proposal late yesterday. Today, one of the things I'm going to be watching is Fed Governor Michelle Bowman. She's going to be speaking today. And remember, she was the only dissenting vote in last week's Fed decision. So, I expect her to be rather hawkish in her comments. The CEO of Bovo Nordisk, is going to be in front of the Senate today. Listen, he's going to have to, defend, why the cost of these weight loss drugs are so high, and the senators are going to be using this as a platform to really kind of show off a little bit. But Bovo Nordisk, they're going to blame the middlemen. That's what these, drug CEOs typically do. In Europe today, in Europe this morning, we are seeing positive action. I mean, we're seeing positive gains in the sectors that we want to see. I mean, the autos are higher, luxury's higher, mining stocks are higher. And as a result, the DAX is up 111 points at 0.59%. You got the FTSE up 19 points or 0.23%. And the CAC is up 101 points, which is 1.35%. As I've always said, luxury stocks are like tech stocks here. When the luxury stocks run, the French CAC moves higher. And when auto stocks run in Europe, and you're going to see gains in the DAX. And, it's very positive, very similar to tech stocks here in the U.S. We're taking a look at Asia last night, and Asia saw big gains. I mean, the Nikkei jumped 216 points. That's about 0.57%. The key issue with the Nikkei is that a Bank of Japan official came out and he indicated that the central bank is in no rush to raise interest rates. That's positive for the Japanese equities. But then we got to take a look at Hong Kong. I mean, Hong Kong jumped 753 points. That's 4.13%. In China jumped, 111 points. That's 4.15%. And it really comes down to this China's central bank cutting its benchmark interest rates and lowering the amount of cash that banks need to hold in reserve in an effort to, free up liquidity. This is very positive for China, especially for the property sector. So you're seeing the China-related stocks this morning, trade higher, which is very positive. And then we got to keep an eye on oil, because oil's up over 2% this morning. We got WTI trading at $71.97. That's up $1.60, or 2.27%. Brent is at 75.44, up 2.08%. I mean, there's a couple of factors here. And number one, of course, is the China stimulus action. But then there are concerns about this Hurricane Helene and elevated Middle East tensions. Overnight, Israel struck Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon, and Hezbollah attacked military facilities in northern Israel. So, that you just don't want to see that conflict expand, and you just keep it local. But that's the reason why we're seeing, those three issues are the reason why we're seeing such a strong gain in oil this morning. That's what I have for you in terms of a morning market report, Emily.
Bill, as you mentioned, sort of an overall positive sentiment here this morning. And we're going to be looking to take advantage of that by following all the details on the day, including what you have already mentioned, and also looking at things like earnings action, economic events, and there's still other market moving headlines to keep track of. We're going to turn first to earnings action. Bill, what is going on there?
We're going to start off with last night. AAR Corp, that's ticker AIR, Apple India Richard. They delivered a beat of 3 cents, and they did that on higher revenue. That stock's up 3.62% this morning. Then there was AutoZone, ticker AZO. They missed by $1.95 on lower revenue. That stock's down 2.91%. Thor Industries, they beat by 38 cents on higher revenue, but the guidance was not good. THO, Tom Henry Oscar. That stock is trading lower by 2.97% this morning. Upcoming this afternoon, we got Progressive Software. Their EPS is $1.14. And the expected move is around 10%. We also have KB Homes coming out this afternoon. Ticker KBH. Kilo, Boy, Henry. Their EPS is $2.04, and the expected move is 9.40% when they release this afternoon, Emily.
And Bill, you're also keeping track of the economic events as you do each morning, following along with economic reports along with Fed speak to really keep a good handle on the health of the economy. And again, any sort of moves the Fed may make next. So Bill, what is going on in terms of economic events?
9 o'clock this morning, we get the Case-Shiller Home Price Index. 10 a.m., we get consumer confidence. This is going to be the key report for today, the 10 a.m. consumer confidence. But before that, at 9 a.m. this morning, we're going to be hearing from Federal Reserve Bank Governor Michelle Bowman. In her last public comments, she warned against overreacting to the recent data showing an easing of inflation and indicated that upside risks remain a threat. I don't think she's going to change her policy stance. So we're going to have to wait and see what she says. But this could be negative for the markets when she makes these comments, a half hour before the opening bell today. But that's what I have for you in terms of economic events happening today, Emily.
And Bill, when those comments come out, which, as you mentioned, could be important to watch, you're going to be seeing that right away using your NewsWare and setting it up for alerts for Fed officials, for economic events, of course, for those earnings reports. But you're also keeping track of other types of news, all using your NewsWare, things like merger news, guidance news, shareholders meetings, buyback news, other catalysts, and you can group stocks together like your FANG stocks and your Dow 30 stocks, really keeping track of any important information for the trading day ahead. So, Bill, what else do you see as possibly moving the markets today?
I'm just doing a quick data check. I'm looking at my Dow stocks. I got 18 higher, 11 lower, and looking at my FANG stocks. Amazon's a little weak, but the rest are trading up. That's good to see. We're talking Amazon, ticker AMZN. Amazon and AWS expand a deal with Schlumberger to accelerate digital decarbonization. Google and Warner Brothers announced the deployment of a new AI captioning solution that's going to be available in the U.S. Meta Platforms, ticker META. Remember, they got that Connect event going on tomorrow. But they're expected to preview the Ray-Ban smart glasses. Now, apparently, these glasses have a camera on it. Think about it. Social media. These kids take pictures, put them up on social media sites. This is going to be a hot one. These glasses could be hot sellers for them. They also announced that their new AI chatbot, it has celebrity voices. They got to expand the number of celebrity voices, but they're still working on those deals. But that's kind of a positive inflection for the stock. Those two news items. We're talking Dow Jones 30 stocks, and we're talking Visa. The Justice Department is said to be planning a lawsuit for allegedly monopolizing the U.S. credit debit card market. Not good for Visa. We're looking at shares of Visa down more than 2% this morning. Boeing, ticker BA, we're looking at shares down slightly this morning. Boeing's best and final offer. It was rejected by the union. The union says that their proposal does not go far enough to address their concerns. Chevron, ticker CVX, FTC looks to approve Chevron's $53 billion takeover of Hess Corp. That's positive. In terms of merger news, Elway, Larry, William, Apple, Yellow, Dannon is proposing to acquire Lifeway Foods at $25 a share. Tempur Pura, Sealy, their deal for Mattress Firm, that's ticker TBX. seems to be facing an uphill battle at the FTC. So, TPX is one to watch today. What else do we have? Guidance news. Thor Industries, ticker THO. They see full year 2025 EPS coming in $4 to $5. Street estimate is $6.35. That's a big downtick. In terms of shareholders meeting going on today, Global Payments, ticker GPM, Grace Paul Nancy. They're holding an investors conference today at 9 a.m. And I got to point out Meta Platforms, ticker META. They're holding that Meta Connect event scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday. It's something to keep an eye on. Let's talk buybacks. Itron, ticker ITRI, India Tom, Richard India. They announced a 100 million share buyback. In terms of catalyst calls, Revolutionary Medicines, that's ticker RVMD, Richard Victor, Michael David, JP Morgan, placed the shares on a positive catalyst watch this morning. So, that's positive, ticker RVMD. Those shares could move. But that's what I have for you in terms of news hitting the tape this morning, Emily.
This is the type of data that NewsWare delivers daily. It's factual, it's market moving, and our alerting functions bring it to your attention as it happens. Go to www.newsware.com now and sign up for the trial and see for yourself the benefits that professional Newswire delivers. It is now that time of the show for the Trade Talk pick of the day. Bill, what is your pick of the day today?
Going with Progressive Software, ticker PRGS, Paul, Richard, Gray, Sam. Earnings are this afternoon. EPS is $1.14. Expected move is 8.05%. Call volume, 315 calls. Put volume, 166. Wow, light, but, good ratio. Open interest, 1,164 versus 970. Yeah, that's positive. Major brokers, they're not widely covering this one. I see one of the major brokers is following it. They do have a positive rating on the stock, and so that's enough for me. Last quarter, they delivered a beat, and they raised guidance for the year, so that's positive. Listen, where do you get in it? That's really the key. PRGS, I'm looking at it right now, and I got to tell you, I want to get in under, I want to get in under 57, 56.95 wouldn't be a bad price. That's kind of what I'm thinking. PRGS 56.95, Emily.
Bill, Progressive Software is today looking for that entry point ahead of earnings. Even though yesterday's pick of the day wasn't an earnings play, you were specific about your entry price. And coming up, we're going to do a recap on that to see how that went. But before we get there, let's take a look at the current breaking headlines that have hit the tape in our hot off the press segment. Bill, take it away.
NetApp, ticker NTAP, they partner with NVIDIA on AI data vision. See Walmart gets upgraded. CRM also, Salesforce got upgraded this morning. Snap, ticker SNAP, they're going to integrate Google's Gemini AI in its chatbot. The Aaron Company, ticker DE, David Edwards stock is under pressure. It's falling after Trump threatens 200% tariffs if they move jobs to Mexico. Lilly, ticker LLY, Japanese regulators approve their Alzheimer's treatment. That's positive. Alibaba, BABA, those Chinese stocks are surging after the PBOC announcement of strong stimulus action. Union, the Boeing, the union for Boeing, they're not even putting that latest proposal up for a vote. It's so far off, according to the union members. I did see a note saying Goldman thinks that they're going to solve this work stoppage quickly. Google is providing key capabilities for AI assistance for Volkswagen drivers in a smartphone app. B. Riley, the president, has resigned from his post. He's going to remain as a consultant for a year, though, according to a filing. That's all I see this morning, Emily.
Okay, Bill, before we sign off, let's do that check-in on yesterday's pick of the day, which was Teva. Now, you made this pick following positive phase 3 results of a recent drug for them. You were looking at the 1760 area for your entry point and hoping to get that 1% from there. Bill, how did your call work out?
Worked out really well. I mean, the stock opened up at $17.64 and fell to $17.52. Then it rallied. It hit a high of $17.80. You look at the stock this morning, $17.86. That beats the 1% goal. Not extremely volatile, but still a winner. We'll take the 1%. We'll walk away. It wasn't an earnings trade, so I had to be a little careful. But I was happy with it. I got the 1% and I walked away to trade another day, Emily.
1% it was, and that will be a win. And we will check in with you tomorrow about today's progressive software pick of the day. Bill, thank you as always for your expert insight. Join us back here tomorrow and each weekday morning at NewsWare's Trade Talk when we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Again, I'm your host, Emily Advani, here with trading anchor Bill Olson. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and make some green.